Okay, so we're going deeper into the calculation now. We want to see how we can move between masses, moles, and number of atoms or number of molecules or number of ions in a substance. So we start with this relationship. Number of mole equals mass of substance in grams divided by the molar mass of the substance. So of course, you may not need to memorize this formula. It is easy how we are going to relate them. But if you understand the relationship, then you can memorize the formula. So because if you forget the formula from your understanding, you can build up the formula again. So let's go. So look at this first example here. You want to estimate the number of atoms in a substance, whether it is a molecule or whether it is a compound, non-molecular compound, wherever you want to see how we do the calculation. So we have three substances here. The question says, without using a calculator, arrange these samples in order of increasing numbers of carbon atoms. So we have 12 grams of carbon 12. This is the first. This is the first sample. The second one, we have 1 mole of ethine, C2H2. So this is B. And then the third one here we have 9 times 10 to the power of 23 molecules of carbon dioxide, which is C. So let's start with here. If you want to be able to compare them, we must unify these units. This is 12 grams. This is mass. This one is in mass. This one is in mole. And this one is a molecule, number of molecules. So how do we compare the three of them? We cannot compare them easily without unifying all the units. We may use mass for all of them, or we use moles for all of them, or we use molecules for all of them. So we have 12 grams of carbon 12. If you convert it to mole, what do we get? You can do it that way. 12 grams of carbon 12. So remember, when we say carbon 12, the molar mass of carbon 12 is 12. So which means mass of 1 mole. So, and how many atoms? We have the molar mass already, and then they give us mass as well. Mass is 12 grams. Molar mass is also 12 grams. So if you convert it to mole, we said mole is mass over molar mass. So it means we're going to have 12 over 12, which is going to be 1 mole. So this is 1 mole. So we have 1 mole of carbon 12, but it is also 1 mole. So how are we going to know which one is heavier? Both of them are 1 mole because 12 grams of carbon 12 is 1 mole. 1 mole of C2H2 is also 1 mole. So we cannot use mole to compare this and this because both of them are 1 mole, 1 mole. So it means we can convert the 1 mole of ethane to mass and see. So this one is 1 mole and it is 12 grams for carbon. For ethane, C2H2. I think, yeah, we are arranging in order of increasing numbers of carbon atoms. Sorry, carbon atoms only. So order of increasing number of carbon atoms. So they give us the unit we are going to use here. Number of atoms is all we need. So we don't need to convert this one to mole. Or if you convert it to mole, we need to convert it to number of atoms, which is easy because we know it is 1 mole already. So 1 mole of everything we said it contains 6.02 times 10 to power of 23 particles of that thing. So here we are dealing with carbon atoms. So it means this one contains 6.02 times 10 to power of 23 carbon atoms. Carbon atoms. That is for A. But for B, we have 1 mole of C2H2. 1 mole of C2H2. Of course, we know already that 1 mole of anything will contain 6.02 times 10 to power of 23 particles of that thing. So this is a molecular compound. So it means it contains 6.02 times 10 to the power of 23 molecules of C2H2. If you are trying to count the molecules, 1, 2, 3, 4, how many molecules in 1 mole of that C2H2, we are going to have 6.02 times 10 to the power of 23 molecules inside it. Now, but we are looking for number of carbon atoms. So this is one molecule. One molecule or 1 mole of C2H2 has how many carbon atoms? It contains 2 carbon atoms. 2 carbon atoms. Or we can say 2 moles of carbon. You can say it that way. So it is like ratio 1 to 2. Every 1 mole of this, we have 2 carbon atoms inside it. Every 1 mole of this, we have 2 moles of carbon. I mean, it's supposed to be 2 moles of carbon. So if you use mole in that case, so 2 moles of carbon, ratio 1 to 2, because C2, there's C2, can you see? So 2 moles of carbon. Now, this is ratio 1 to 2. So if you look at number of molecules, so it means each molecule, every molecule of C2H2 will contain 2 atoms of carbon. So 6.02 times 10 to the power of 23, if you change this 1 mole to 6.02 times 10 to, let me move it up. Yeah, we know 1 mole equals to this. So if you have 1 mole of this, 6.02, let me just move this one down here. So 1 mole of C2H2, which contains 6.0 times 10 to the power of 23 atoms, molecules of C2H2, which will contain 2, because this is 1 times this, it contains 2 times, because it's also mole. So 2 times 6.02 times 10 to the power of 23 carbon atoms. So this one contains, number A contains 6.02 times 10 to the power of 23 carbon atoms. Number B contains 2 times 6.02 times 10 to the power of 23 carbon atoms. So it means B is heavier than, it has more carbon atoms than A. So let's look at C now. C is straightforward because I think they gave us over there. They said it contains 9.23. 9 times 10 to the power of 23 molecules of CO2. So, and we know already that 1 mole of CO2 contains 1 mole of carbon atom, CO2. How many carbon atoms do we have there? 1. So 1 mole of this, it contains 1 mole of carbon atom. 1 carbon we see here. If you want to interpret this in terms of oxygen atom, we will say it contains 2 moles of oxygen atom, because 1 carbon, 2 oxygen atoms inside 1 mole of carbon dioxide. So it is 1 mole to 1 mole. So if this is 9 times 10 to the power of 23, this will also be 9 times 10 to the power of 23. So it means this is the heavier one. C contains 9 9 times 10 to power of 23 carbon atoms. So this is the heaviest. This is the heaviest of them, followed by this, and then this. So the question says, when they say heaviest, sorry, this one has the highest number of carbon atoms, followed by B, and then followed by A. So it's like C, B, A. A is the smallest of all of them. Now, let's move to the, is it A the smallest? I think, no, if you multiply this one by 2, sorry, if you multiply 6, this one is going to be 12. So it means B is the smallest. So it is B greater than C greater than A. So this is going to be 6 point something, 6.0, 12.04 base. So it means B is the heaviest, remember. Sorry for that mistake. So let's go to the next question. Sorry, we have some practice exercise here for you to do. So I think it is good if you can just pause the video and practice these questions. So I believe you've done that. So I'm going to the next slide now.